Well, it says we're live. Anybody in there say hello? Melinda, come back watch the replay. Life happens, we got to deal with it. It waits on no one. Do what you got to do. St. Sampy has been in here. Anyway, here we go. Anyway, here we go. It's another Sunday. We have been enjoying the last 4 days, or 3 days, I should say, of sleeping very late. I've only been up about 4 hours.
Hi, Linda.
There's Miss Linda. Yeah, the cats teach me all their little hidey holes. It helps out a lot.
Oh, yeah. If you look behind, you'll probably see about 50 of them. Everywhere.
I'm not sure where. I don't see any right offhand. But
No, there's not any over there right now.
Josie, how are we?
Hey, Josie. Y'all, I probably won't be talking much tonight.
Yeah, she sounds like she's got a lake full of frogs in her throat right now, sinus drainage and all that. You ain't missed much right now, Joe. I don't think there are too many in here yet.
Yeah. Melinda and Sappy came in earlier, but they're not in right now.
Right.
Every time I change that to live chat, it pops back to top chat. I don't know why. What's to eat? Well, we don't know yet. I ain't fixing
it. It ain't Piggy.
No.
I'm like the purple people eater. I wouldn't eat you because you're too tight.
We may be going to the store and grabbing something. I don't know.
Well, if that's what you want to do, we can get gas while we're out. That would work.
Shouldn't have to buy too much gas. We filled up Monday and only went 3 days. So
well, 3.5.
Yeah.
She's got some kind of tea she's been drinking, Joe. But like I said, I ain't been up for 4 hours. We've been sleeping in late every day. We must have needed it. But tomorrow we got to go back to getting up dark early.
Yeah.
I'm hoping things have changed. We'll get a few more days off.
If we don't, that's fine.
If we don't, we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah, I've been drinking some apple cinnamon tea, hot tea.
So it said honey and lemon juice mixed together. Yeah. She got a little something else she could add to that and heat it up that could help out a lot.
Oh, thank you, Miss Landon.
But yeah, I was a little discouraged last week because of what I spoke of. But you know what? I'm gonna be here even if there ain't nobody show up, because it's gonna get to somebody. Whether I have anything pertinent to say that might help somebody or just me here, sitting here jaw jacking, just being me. I've seen community post from Mike's fishing home. He's planning on coming back soon. I look forward to that. Been missing him. Things just don't seem right without getting a good little dose of Mike. Well, Linda, we don't think it's actually the crud. It's allergies and sinuses, and it's all been draining down into her.
Yeah, it's like they call it postnasal drip, but it's like sinus drainage and all that gunk getting stuck in your throat. It's nasty.
Yeah.
And I can't cough it up, and I can't.
And some of it's due to allergies and allergies from perfumes and stuff. And there's somebody who knows that we can't breathe with that cheap perfume, and they douse our charge that we take back and forth in it, like they dipped them in a bathtub full.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not running a favor. No, I'm not running a favor.
No. Mm-hmm. So, And that makes it hard for us to breathe when we have to be cooped up in the car with that. And that added on top of the weather going up and down the way it has, and then the rain, it's sinus stuff and allergies. So, which can sometimes be worse than the crud. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we'll be seeing about getting back to that this week.
Yeah.
Keeps going. I might ride down the road with my window cracked a little bit.
We might do something.
But if anything gets said, just say, well, you dip her in the bathtub full of that cheap perfume, we can't breathe.
Yeah.
So, maybe give her a bath more often. And you wouldn't have to dip her in the tub full of cheap perfume.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening.
That's the.
Covering up stank.
Oh yeah. It gets bad. Yeah, I don't have a cold or something like that. And all it is I know it's the drainage because my nose is dried out part of the time, and then when it's not dried out, it's congested. And then everything from my sinus is draining down into my throat, and then it goes into my stomach. That's what's making me sick.
Yeah.
And I have a sinus headache because I know the sinus areas, that's where the pressure is.
Yeah. And it's just one of them things we got to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. It's just getting all this sinus stuff taken care of.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to be here even if ain't nobody in here. I'm going to sit here and jaw jack at the camera. Da 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 dee da da. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's just me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like it or not. They don't like it. They know how to hit the scroll button. Good. Swap left. X. It's just me. I ain't worried about the numbers. I don't ever expect this channel to go too far. This is just for those hardcore souls of y'all that stick it out with me. Come see what I have to say. Waste a little time. Whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Life's hard. You can either deal with it or curl up and cry about it. Yeah, things you just have to do. Good times, hard times. You just have to deal with it. I got a lot of friends on here, but I ain't got a lot of friends that can afford to come help me out with something if I need it. And that's understandable. We all trying to struggle to live this life. And it's been made harder to live by the powers that be. And we just got to deal with it. But we know there's plenty out there that would if they could, but they can't because they got their own lives to live. And of course, Elaine and I both kind of like trying to do for ourselves anyhow. Come what may. 10 years ago, I didn't have a pot to pee in. I still ain't got a pot to pee in, but I'm better off now than I was 10 years ago.
We got a toilet, guys. So that's pretty good.
We got a good toilet that works well.
No, we don't need no good looking EMTs for me. They ain't that good looking.
She does not look at the shelf so much as she looks at the heart. That good looking shell gotta have a good heart to go with it.
I don't know if Miss Melinda's in here, Linda. She said something about she had some things to do.
She has some things to take care of and have to catch the replay.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of get what I'm saying, Linda. I mean, we ain't doing great, but we're doing it far better than what we was when we got together.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got together, didn't do PSB, how are we?
Hey Paul, welcome in.
And we first got together, didn't neither one of us have a good vehicle, didn't neither one of us have any credit. Now we got two vehicles, one runs, the other one don't run now because it needs some work. But we're gonna get to that. We're working towards that.
Yeah.
And she has worked the money to where we both have pretty good credit now. Yeah, that's a major thing. So it's been rough. You struggle, you sacrifice, you go without a lot, but you know what? We've been building up, you know, and that's just how it is.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get where you're gonna be.
That's it. And if something comes along and throws you a curveball, well, you just gotta roll with the punches.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody throws a monkey wrench into the gear work. You got to get in there and see what you do about fixing it, and struggle at it. You know, life isn't always a bed of roses. And here lately, it ain't been a bed of roses for nobody. I don't know, Joe. She hadn't popped in yet. She might come in. She might not.
Yeah. Sometimes she gets here early, sometimes she gets here a little bit later.
And sometimes she don't get here.
Yeah.
She might have something going on.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So it is what it is. That's another aspect of talking about how life can be.
Yeah.
Big Sis!
Hey Miss Joy, welcome in. No sound Scott is listening to John Wayne. Okay.
I got wood chips for that, Linda. But I do have a reason why I'm talking about life being hard. And, everything. And in that life, you got to consider never expect anything from anyone. You know, you go into something expecting someone to return anything in any way, you're going to get disappointed because if you're expecting it, you're not taking into account what other people are having to go through.
That's it. Everybody's going through a rough time.
Yeah, I got people all around 500,000, 1,500 miles away, 3,000 miles away. To count Johnny Small Pepper. You know, can't just jump up and travel that distance to come give you a hug or give you some money or do some kind of work for you.
So hand just because you need the hand held.
Right, because you ain't strong enough to hold yourself up. And I get it. Sometimes you need somebody to lean on a little bit, but you usually look to friends and family for that. People close by and all like that. But Yeah, I know, Linda. You know, you can feel a heart hug if you're open to it.
Hmm.
You know, uh, but there are people out there who think that because they became good friends on YouTube that they should be coming to your rescue. Well, then it's too far to travel, and they ain't got no money either. So, like Joe C, he would have loved to have been able to come down here and help me out with the car, but it just wouldn't have been feasible. Yeah, he lives way far away, and he's got a business to run. You know, so but we were able to get it to a place and had it worked out where we could afford to find out what the problem was and get it fixed. And of course, I do like the fact that Joe C knew what it was just from hearing the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's somebody that knows what they're doing with some mechanics.
Hey, Jethro, welcome in.
Yes, bro. You got that right, Joe C. That's another thing to it. But when you're doing all that, you got to consider too how have you treated those that you expect or expected to just drop everything and come running to you. know, uh, sometimes some do things and say things. They don't think they're doing anything wrong when they are. And then they wonder why nobody comes running to them. Christine, GTO.
Hi, Christine. Taking care of the chickens right now. Okay.
You feeding them any of that, what do they call that?
Grub Terra.
Grub Terra. Are you driving them nuts with Grub Terra? But, uh, but yeah, you gotta, if you're the type that kind of, well, Christine, I'm not good at lake dropping. I'm mostly good at encouraging folks. Now I can spot a troll a mile away. I mean, it's just like it's like a sixth sense for me. It's like they pop up and they start, and it's like I recognize it right off the bat because I've dealt with so many on Facebook and Instagram. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I know what you are. And no, that's why you got a little bit of in on that. Okay, you talking about big truck motors or just regular truck motors? If you talking about big truck motors, it takes somebody that knows what they're doing just to be involved in that, to even consider being involved in that. I know a man once who was a diesel mechanic. And, well, let me tell you, that man knew his stuff on working on vehicles. It's like anything else, a mechanic, it takes a special breed to be a mechanic. It takes a special breed to be a farmer. It takes a special breed to be a trucker. Well, yeah, Joy, they're all looking for that $20 minimum wage, and then don't want to work when they get it. Yeah, I had a feeling.
Uh,
Joe said semi trucks.
uh,
Mr. MT, howdy, how are you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Oh, the good one's coming. And but it takes a special breed with that particular talent to be able to do those particular types of jobs. And like a nurse, it takes a special type of person that has an extremely thick skin, and even that don't help sometimes to be a nurse. Because uh, they deal with situations where people get upset with them, they get in distress, and they start talking out the head, not very nicely, while the nurses are trying to take care of the problem. I know that from when I had my surgery. I had a situation, and I was trying to get help, and wasn't nobody coming, wasn't nobody hearing me. And finally, somebody who was uh, not on their responsibility list came in to take care of the problem. And I was telling Lena if I could just get my hands around his neck, where you been? Blah, blah, blah. You know, the dude, the nurse, didn't pay any attention to that. He just did what needed to be done. A day or two later, Elaine was wheeling me around in a wheelchair, and I saw him. So I, with my hand all done up like this, I motioned him over, and he looked at me puzzled. I reminded him of it, and you could tell by the look on his face and the way he was looking, he had no idea what I was talking about. He done forgot all about it. And he told me, he said, "Oh, it's all right. We do that all the time. Blah, blah, blah." And I told him, I said, "Well, you know, I feel bad about it." I said, "You didn't deserve that."
Hey, Backtrack, welcome in.
Backtrack! And everything. That is thick skin. But then I found out about something about that man. That dude had creds all the way down his arm. He had him. He was a kind of a high up nurse, and there was plaques of different nurses they had in there up on the wall. And I saw his. Folks, let me tell you, he probably just this short of being a doctor. You know, dude had creds and everything. But that's what really got me about it is he done forgot about it. I was not being nice. I was in distress. My girl's been spoiled up there. Johnny,
Hi, Joey.
Johnny, Gillen Farms. I'm gonna tell you this. There's a book called Atlas Shrugged. I love that book. And there's a scene that there's a book and there's also a 3 DVD movie set, and where they get all the atlases together and they bring them out from the world and into their little society. They're hidden away and all like that. The first thing they each get told when they get there is, "Well done, well done." And there's a reason for that because they're the ones that keep things going. They're the ones that find a solution no matter how hard others make it for them to try to get the job done. And we're living that in these days right now. They're making it harder and harder for the atlases to keep things running. But Sandy,
Hey, Sappy.
and you know, whether it be you being a farmer, a trucker, a mechanic, a nurse, uh, emergency personnel, they're doing thankless jobs, keeping everything going. So it's all those of us who don't have that kind of talent and that kind of skill and knowledge that need to be thanking those who do. Because and I'm not going to put down any one job. That they're all hard. The life of a farmer is a very hard, very thankless job. because a lot of people don't realize just how hard it is. Yeah, but I like watching your videos, Johnny, because in your shorts and stuff. Yes, Christine, they do. But I mean, I felt bad for what I had said during that particular time, and I apologize to that man. But what really amazed me was that he'd done forgot it. He was being a duck, let the water roll right off his back, and took care of the situation. And that's a really humbling thing to see that and come to that realization. So my opinion, personally, people like Johnny, Josie running a business and other things, all like that. Rest of us need to be showing our appreciation for you because y'all do things we couldn't do. Y'all know things we couldn't know. And oh wow. I bet that's a lot of fun, Josie. No wonder you know your stuff about mechanicking.
Yeah, I'm saying.
What's that?
I was reading those things comment.
Yeah. No wonder he knows what he knows about mechanicking. And but Josie, that also takes a special breed. I mean, you hear things that others can't. Now, I've heard of men like that. Yeah, I had a stepdad that was a man like that. He didn't go through but the sixth grade, but man, when it came to mechanics, he was a flipping genius. Yeah, he made a car with a short wide tire and a tall thin tire on the front, be right in line. You can go down the road 60 miles an hour, no hands, straight as an arrow. But boy, when it went out of alignment, it did this. Front end was doing this. And another man that works at the shop we like to go to that is also one of those that's probably forgotten more than most will ever know. He asked me, he said, "Are you sure?" And I told him, "Yeah." And well, if you ever get talked and bring that up, find out how he did that. And I said, well, that's a secret that's lost forever. I said, he died in '99. And that man up there, he just shook his head. Because for as much as he knew, he was wanting to pick that my stepdad's of that time, wanting to pick his brain because he knew that was a genius. Well, that's a good thing, Christine. But he could do that. He could hear something, and he know exactly what it was. And I've heard of other men, you know, they'd walk up to a vehicle and they could listen to it. They knew exactly what the problem was. You know, the guys I take it to, I explained the situation to them. I wasn't halfway through the story before I saw them both. I said, y'all already know where I'm going with this, don't you? And they was like, I said, well, I'm going to finish my story anyway. They just laughed. But, it's because they'd seen it enough times. They knew exactly where I was going with that story. They done seen it. Yeah, there is a truth to that, Josie. I can see that, Christine. I mean, you know, really, he drives a dragster and he works on that dragster. Yeah, you got to know a little something about what you're doing, mess with those things. current stepdad, he had a shop. His son runs it now, but he sponsors a couple of race cars, dirt track. And when it comes to just the engine, he used to be pretty good. He's forgotten a lot. I think there's a lot disappearing. But, you know. Well, Christine, I thought I knew that too when I had that GTO I had, and it went to knocking. And my daddy traded it off for a bunch of junk. The boys that got it was in the Dragon, and everything. They said they tore it apart. It was clean as a pin. What was wrong with it was the timing chain, and they told my dad, they were known for bad timing chains. So I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I wasn't there. And so anyway, after they put it back together, they took it to the strip. They couldn't be beat until one night they finally blew the engine. Yeah. Of course, there was a man who had built that engine who had built it to be able to outrun the local sheriff's personal police car. So, anywho, and you wouldn't have known it. It was just a 404 barrel automatic. Later found out that it used to be a judge. Man, I was sick. When I found out it was a judge, somebody had took 455 and rammer and all that out of it, put a 400 in it, and everything. And wow. And then they had a trailer hitch on the back of it. And the back left quarter panel had a big splotch of Bondo on it. They didn't try to fix it. They just slopped it on there. And when I found that out, I could have cried because PTO judge, if I'd have been able to keep it and restore it and all like that. But that wasn't what was meant for my life. So, but I can sit back and enjoy those shorts Christine puts up there, Johnny running that GTO down the road. Yeehaw. Yep. When I was in high school, they called it, what did they call it? It wasn't mechanicking. It'll come to me later what they used to call it. But anyway, we got basically introduced to some of the basics of taking care of a car, rebuilding one, and all like that, and everything. I rebuilt a starter on a 71 Chevelle. Was it the starter? No, it was the alternator. I rebuilt that. Owner of Commons grew up on his farm, and he signed his own motor, and it blew up from there. And then he got a load from another guy. I don't know the whole story. Okay, I'm missing something there, Josie. But anyway, yeah, I want to say they called it transportation when I was in high school. Uh, but anyway, that was the beginning of the end of me wanting to work on cars because somebody thought that because I had that class that I could fix a problem with a 74 Nova we had. And I tried to let it be known I didn't know how to do that. And what it was some of y'all will know what I'm talking about. It was it was a 250 6-cylinder inline, and at the front it had a little gasket go around the front of the oil pan that was leaking. It needed to be replaced, and I was getting a pulley puller because I knew I would need one of those. But I didn't know that those pulley pullers didn't have automatic stops on the screws. I guess some of y'all know what happened then. And so anyway, I had done that. Didn't know that at the time. It was winter time. There was an inch of ice on the ground. So for a couple of hours, I was on the ground underneath that thing, trying to get into it so I could fix it, not knowing anything about what I had done. And then I discovered that I put 3 holes in the timing chain cover. You're not late, Mama Bear. You're right on time. So one maybe get out there and do that, got mad at me. Then now I'm costing them even more money because they had to go get a shade tree to come fix the vehicle. And something must have been said to that shade tree because that shade tree looked at him, told him, said he wouldn't have known how to do this. He couldn't have done it. But I still got blamed for it. And every time I got seen with a screwdriver or something in my hands, I could see the pucker factor because they honestly believed that I did that on purpose. You know, and got told that if I couldn't do something right the first time, I shouldn't even try it out. Like, well, I told you I didn't know what I was doing. So who's it about? But at the time, I couldn't say that. It ate away at me for years, that and other things. Yeah. So that time on, I lost any interest in working on vehicles. I do what I can do if I have to, when I have to. I'd have loved to learn how to drive a tractor. I got a neighbor I never got to learn. I was a I was a strong back. That's all I ever was anyway. A strong back. But it's all good because everything turned out the way it's supposed to. Hey, that's a good incentive right there, backtrack. Ah, Joe, see, you couldn't do that. You'd have to send it in. My butt. You can do the things you say you can do. You could have done that with no problem. But anywho, thank you, Linda.
For backtrack said his grandfather wouldn't let him
I
drive
saw
truck
that.
till his
That's what I
tire
was talking
home.
about. That's good incentive.
Yeah, my stepdad, he wouldn't let me drive until I could drive in reverse. And to this day, I can pretty much drive better in reverse than I can forward because of that. I backed the car down a mountain.
I can drive pretty good.
It's good on
Just
me.
doing our best. Shirley, how you doing? Thank you. You like it? I like it.
Yeah. He is one of the few and the proud.
Uh, yeah, Joe was trying to say he'd have to send that in, talking about that Nova.
Yeah.
My big old butt. You could tell it was a wheel bearing just off the sound off that video, Joe. See, don't even try to pretend you couldn't have done that. You did? Well, Elaine saw this through something. We finally got it. It's got a couple of pins on there that got from the same place. Got the pins fairly quick. Took a while to get the hat, and you couldn't get a hold of them. Anyway, back to what I was saying previously. There's a lot of things out there that takes a special breed to do each of them, and it's those of us who don't or can't do those things that need to be appreciative of those who can. Because without you, we ain't going nowhere. You know, farmers, truckers, mechanics, emergency personnel, nurses. I mean, there's a list. You know, nurses, they have to go through all that schooling to learn what they learn. Danny Stone, have a guinea pig.
Hi, Daddy.
Good to see you, Danny. But anywho, backtrack. I remember buying my first truck, and the day Grandpa put a for sale sign in it too. Oh, why did he do that? There got to be a story behind that backtrack. Come on. Was he being a bad boy, or is there something wrong with him? Hats off to her, Shirley, because that's some hard schooling, especially to be an RN. A lot of RNs today know what doctors used to know 30 years ago. Yep, that's the story. That'll do it too. All right, Danny. Don't worry about it. You stick around and listen for a while. Whatever you're doing. Knowing you probably out somewhere fishing. But we're spending time with the grand youngins. But that's all good. You still got to hear one. But Johnny, if you have ever read Atlas Shrugged, you know why I say what I do. If you haven't, you need to. Or if you really don't have time for reading a 1,200-page book, uh, get the movie set and watch it. And you'll understand why I say what I do. Because those are the people that are the atlases. You know, they're the ones that can make things happen. They're the ones that can resolve the problem. Yeah, I understood that at the age of 16 when I had that UTO. I was taking it up the Slight Hill. I wanted to see what it could do. And not even halfway up that slide. Now, it wasn't a very big hill. It was in a very gradual grade. But at half a gas pedal and the speedometer needle that far past the 160 mark, the front end starting to get light and come up. That gas pedal, that engine still wanting more because that gas pedal still had halfway to the floor to go. It scared me at 16. And I fully understood at that time why. Uh, I hadn't been brought up to handle that kind of thing. I was new to it. I didn't know what I was doing, and I knew it. I backed out of that thing. I never tried that again. Oh, wow. I know that hurt. Good to know, Shirley. Good to know. 78 Chevy step side 454. Yeah, that hurt real bad. Oh, you talking about that wheelbarrow, Joe? Yeah, it was getting worse. You get it right on that. But yeah, that GTO, it hurt to let it go, but at the same time, I probably would have got killed in it because it was just too much car for me. I loved it. I can drive better than most. I know there's a lot out there who's better than me. That's the trick is knowing your limits, knowing what you can and can't do, knowing how to push only so far past a limit to see if you can. That's why I didn't do a lot of things backtracks because I knew if anybody gonna get caught, it was gonna be me. So might as well just not do it. Oh, anyway, that was a good movie. Good times. Because you live and you learn. At another point, I found out how quick it could be. I was going up a hill. I was behind a cement truck. As soon as we got to the top of the hill, I'd done about 30 miles an hour, and I didn't want to be around behind that slow thing. As soon as we topped the hill, I eased over, peeked around that truck. There wasn't nothing coming. I pulled it over and hit it. I was doing 70 or better by the time I got to his front bumper. Now, I don't know if that would come anywhere close to matching up with 924 horsepower like on Johnny's. But for what it was and how it was built, I know it'd do better than 200. And it was just too much car for me at that age. I'd have wound up dead in that thing. So it was just as well. Still made me sick when I found out it used to be a judge. Well, see, that's a good thing, backtrack. You're teaching yours, and by teaching them, you're teaching them how to respect it. Yeah, uh, like when I went to boot camp with the rifles, you know, they taught us respect for that weapon, and you know, getting our aim wrong, setting our sights and setting it. They tell us usually it ain't the dope on the weapon, it's the dope behind the weapon. She's over here to my left, Shirley. She's just not talking a whole lot. She's had sinuses and whatnot draining, and it's in her throat. She sounds like a lake full of frogs croaking.
I sound kind of weird when I'm talking. It's actually getting a little bit better.
It is a little better.
I got good news for us. We're off tomorrow.
Yay!
They don't open again until Tuesday morning at 7 a.m.
Yay! La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Da, 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 da.
I knew you would like that, so I wanted to give you the news as soon as I saw it.
Had cars spraying chicken at night time on the streets and never went driving at nightfall. Well, that's just plain stupid. You know, that's why I like about Backtrack teaching his about stuff because uh, they'll learn respect for what those vehicles can do and how badly you can get hurt if you get stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I like saying about a lot of these dads on here teaching their kids what they know about stuff. You know, whether it be hunting, fishing, working on cars, racing them, and all like that. And a lot of them doing a lot of those things. You know, so I didn't have that. I didn't have a dad teach me that stuff. The last thing my daddy taught me was how to set the points in the distributor on an older model car. Right now, I'm teaching him not to pass gas stations. But yeah, my daddy, I love him. He didn't make it in the end, but growing up, he was an alcoholic. And so he wasn't too much there. When he was taking us out in the truck. And he'd stop and get him a 6-pack and get us a Coke and a candy bar. And we'd go drive some more, and he'd get done with that 6-pack. We'd stop and get another. That was his idea of babysitting while the other one was at work, you know. And had another try to tell me, said, well, that's just how they did things back then. I said, maybe. That don't make it right. And oh, that'd be real.
Because I'm watching you while he's out of gas. I'm not in a hurry.
Best lessons learned are learned the hard way. So, anyway, like I said, I didn't have teaching growing up. And from what I told y'all earlier, what I did have was someone tell me that if I couldn't get it right the first time, I shouldn't try it out. So now y'all know why I am hardcore about encouraging others to go for it. Try again. You don't get it right the first time, try it again. Figure something else out. Because eventually something will work. You know, 9 out of 10. Well, that ain't too bad. What happened to 10 out of 10? I know. You can't show any favoritism.
Yeah. Piggy gave that pork roast spaghetti a good almost 10 out of 10 too.
Almost.
He did give it 10. He liked that pork roast spaghetti. I saw it when it popped up on my phone. But your dad, I'll watch it here at 12.
Oh, well, thanks, Linda. She thought it was a 9 also. But so anyhow, I had a lack of education in those ways and a deterrent at the same time. So I didn't learn a lot as far as that goes. Now, school, I was pretty good. Never studied and made low A's, high B's all the way through. You know, but didn't get a lot of street smarts. Other things happened to give me that. But you know, but that's why I get so hardcore about encouraging others. Tell them go for it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. No pain, no gain. Yeah, Josie, she did. She made it. She's been here a good little bit now. Well, Joe, I went in different directions. Uh, never had it in a way to where I could risk trying the different things. I was always a paycheck to paycheck uh, because, like I said, I not only didn't have a fatherly education, I had detriments thrown in my path to hog tie me up here. And I eventually got over that, worked it out, figured out I wasn't the problem. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But because I can do a few things. I look at YouTube video up on doing something like I did with the car. Changing out the coil pack and the spark plugs, a couple of other things. And I could do it. The downside of that is with the disability, I pay for it for a few days. Oh, sometimes weeks, depending on what it is. You know, but it's just me and Elaine, and right. Uh, but like I said, I learned to get over it. I can do things. Just takes a lot out of me when I do. But it's just me and Elaine. When we do have to call on help, we might get it, we might not. Uh, and if we do, it might be months down the road, even years, if ever. So we wind up having to figure out other ways. So, it's just life. But, I also tell people, that this was the path and the way that God meant for my life to go for me to be who I am today. I wouldn't change any of it. Sometimes I'd like to, but to change anything would be to change who I am today. I kind of like me.
I like you too.
So, as long as I like me, who cares? Who cares what others think? You know, as I was saying in the beginning, expectations. If you expect someone to be a certain way, you're going to disappoint yourself. And then you got to figure in how you treated those that you expect things out of. You know, when you can get down to looking at that, if you're in a situation where your expectations have been let down, you know, go fix it for you. How are you?
Hi, Joe.
If you're been let down by others because of your expectations of what that might have meant for you, and you not really talk to them so nice, treat them in certain ways, and you don't realize that, they'd look at that. Then you'll find your answers as to why you got let down on your expectations. So, never expect anything out of anyone for anything. Me and Elaine, I do not expect her to go cook. She loves to cook. I get to eat with her. That's great for me.
I love to eat, y'all. That's my problem. I love to eat. So I got to cook to eat.
and I've been a bit. It's like making my coffee. You know, she'd been fixing it up the night before, so all I had to do was turn it on in the morning. Well, like it one morning she didn't do it. She apologized for not doing it. I told her, I said, I don't expect you to do that. I said, a lot of mornings I get up, fix it up. I'm appreciative when she does do that because I'm not expecting it. So when you're not expecting it, it's a nice little surprise. So, and there's a lot of other things I don't expect her to do. Why should I? I got 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 hands. All those things I can do myself. That's nice sometimes when she does do those things, but I don't expect it. Making room. Go fix it for you with the little piggies. Well, Josie, that's kind of not the point. You learn that as you go. You know, Derek Fowler, 1973. You know, when he first talked about doing a channel, I told him to go for it. He's like, well, this and this and this and that and that. I'm like, so do it anyway. You know, can't learn to swim if you don't jump in the water. And 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 finally it came down to I had to dare him. I told him, I said, I tell you what, you brave enough to do it, I'll be brave enough to watch it. His first couple of videos were rough. I gave him a few tips and a few pointers. And now he's out there kicking it now.
I love Derek. He's a sweetheart.
I know the feeling, Joe. Joe fix it for you. Uh, but he's out there kicking it and kicking it good. You know, yeah, you may not know the technology too good. That's fine. You'll learn as you go. Same as you did with working on motors and vehicles and doing concrete landscape. I'm going to guess right offhand when you started, you didn't know much of what you're doing, but you've learned enough to be able to have a business. Joe fix it for you reckon? Y'all see me look over to the side. I'm looking at the big computer for the chat. All right, Linda, Joe fix it for you. Don't need no help. He's already been hit by one. But yeah, what you don't know will come to you in time. You know, there's sometimes those of Johnny's at Gillen Farms might not be the greatest, but that's because he's out there in the field with the cows and doing different things, all like that. You know, when he's doing a live or whatever, things don't get just the way he wants it to be. You know, but that takes time. He'll get better at it as time goes. But he already makes great videos.
A lot of times that's not their fault. It's connection.
Connections, sunlight, you know,
Yeah.
learning how to deal with it. Boy, Linda, I wish they did. I'd go in for an overhaul, complete.
I turned 55 this year, so I'm feeling every year of it right now.
I'll turn 59 this year. Linda, don't pipe up. We all know. You got us all beat. Ginger, we're working on it.
Hi, Ginger. I'm feeling a little bit better, hon. Dad said he's still driving home.
Yeah, you've been a long time driving home. You've been out there with them cows, or you had to go somewhere else. Don't try to explain all that while you're driving, Johnny. I don't want you getting messed up.
Yeah.
I sure would hate to see Christine show up on my doorstep and want to hurt me. I believe she could take me. Oh, Danny, we're about the same age. Cool. But yeah, Joe said, you keep going at it. You keep working at it. What you need to know will come in time as you look into it and work with it and all that. She sure is, Shirley. She's like a lot of you women in here. She's definitely a mama bear. I don't want to poke the bear. I might get hurt. Do we need to swap those numbers around, Linda?
Miss Linda, you're only as old as you feel, and that's the biggest lie I ever heard.
Johnny said he lived up to Derek's name.
1973.
So I got a few years on him too, huh? Okay.
Oh, he said he lived up to Derek's name for him. So I don't know what
Oh,
Derek's name for him is.
knock him down, Johnny.
Yeah, knock him down, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. No, I don't want to go back. Even if I knew, kept the knowledge that I have now, I wouldn't want to go back. I've earned every one of these years, and I'm proud of that.
I wouldn't change a thing, good, bad, or ugly.
Christine says she needs some pheasant recipes.
I don't even think I've got a pheasant. I might have a pheasant recipe somewhere.
Christine says, I love my 50s.
Oh, I do.
Another year and a half, I'm going to get to start enjoying my 60s.
I'm to the point now that if I tell you the truth on something, it hurts your feelings. Oh well,
I don't offer no band aids.
I know. It's like you ask my opinion, I give you my opinion. You don't like it, truck on.
So, fix it for you. You haven't made it to 50, Christine. Yeah, that's still in debate, ain't it, Joe? Fix it for you. Joe, Joe C is folding clothes. Sorry if he's missed any messages. Yeah, Joe C, don't worry about the tag. You'll learn that as it goes. What you need to know. You know, here's why I watch a video. Why I watch a content creator. If I like them, I have no interest in cows, even though I grew up with them somewhat. I have no interest in racing. I have no interest in fishing. You know, the fishing community knows that. They know I don't fish. They know that I'd like to see their fish in the lady's frying pan. You know, there are a lot of things. that I really have no interest in. I have interest in the people. Do I enjoy you? Do I like you? Do I like how you do? Yeah, it's like Johnny and Christine when they went to that meetup. I saw the videos of them showing up at that meetup. I like them right then. You know, and we will do that someday. Go fix it for you. We will. All right, Dale, how you doing? Chores done, truck unloaded, and trying to get ready. Love y'all. Well, you get ready, Dale. We'll be there.
Well, we gotta run the store too.
Oh,
So we'll
well,
try to be there.
we might be there for some of it, but you go get ready for it. If I have to watch a replay, I'll watch your replay. Was I? Well, all I know is I saw y'all show up, and I don't know what it was. Y'all showed up, and y'all were already having a good time, smiling, laughing a little bit, looking around, and yeah, it just yeah, it's like when God shows me something about someone, it was just there. You know, y'all were automatic. When I started watching Crockers, Elaine had showed them to me, and I watched an episode, and I was like, yeah, that's where it's at. And I went back and I binge watched everything they had, and I've been with watching Jason ever since. Uh, a lot of others, you know, Ginger and Joe Fix it for you. Yeah, I mean, you can just yeah, there's something God can show you. He'll put it in here. He'll say, "There you go." And Dale doing his devotionals. He's fantastic at laying a great foundation. Uh, that's a God given gift, Dale. Just so you know, uh, you ain't got to know the right words. He'll give them to you as you need them. And I've seen it too many times in your devotionals. It's just something I like. So I don't watch a channel for what they do. I watch a channel because I like the people and I like encouraging people. You know, if you're down, feeling bad, or you're trying to figure something out, I say, hey, I'm here. You know, uh, and all that. You know, I'm here. I'll give you encouraging words. I'll give you a boot up against your butt, whichever it takes. You know, hey, that's partly because I'm an old Marine, but you know, but that's just me. Hi, Nana. Nana slip in here, and I not see her. I don't see where she come in here, but Nana 9 Acres, if you're listening to Dale's in the background, hi to you too. But that's the thing about me watching different channels. I like you. There's something about you. I want to see you succeed. You know, financially would be nice. See these things take off. But as long as you have a personal success in your life for the things that you want to do, that's all that really matters. She came in with Dale. I'm sorry. That's all right, no picture for you. As long as she's listening in the background, she knows I said, howdy. Piggy in the house. Let's see. Oh, Christine's GTO said I started a bonfire here in the backyard. A big bonfire. Hey,
There's Nana 9 Acres.
Nana! Howdy.
Oh, John, we love you and Ginger too. We do.
We do.
And Miss Tiffany, Mr. James, y'all, all of y'all, wonderful people.
I'll just say this. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Y'all, when we went to Joe and Ginger's place, I felt welcome from the moment I got there. And just for us being there. And that too is something that's new to me and Elaine. We've not really known what it was like to feel that welcome at a place just for us. So I mean, it it don't get any greater than that. It don't. So yeah. Well, Ginger, y'all, when I went there, Joe and Ginger, I automatically had a brother and a sister. Both kind of like my little sis Bootsy over in Alabama, and I mean that just blew me away. Joe, I know that, and you don't know how much I appreciate that. Well, then I'm sure not all your favorite people are here, but Joe, fix it for you. It's too late. Your reputation's done been busted. Oh, I have no doubt that I'd feel welcome there too, Ginger. Like I said, first time I saw them on video when they showed up that meetup, they knew they were somebody. I knew they were somebody I'd like to watch and know. And Dale and that. I mean, there's so many of you that just. I guess that's why we call this family. You know. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna find out about that too, Ginger. How good her hugs are. I know how good my little sis Bootsy's hugs are, but I can tell that Nana probably could match up to my little sis when it comes to hugs. Yeah. So do I, Christine. GTO. This is my family, folks. I've come to know on here. You are my family. But so that we don't have to miss too much of Dale's devotional, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here so that we can run to the store for whatever it is she's wanting to get, and hopefully be able to catch more of Dale's devotional than if I don't. So Dale's getting ready for his devotional. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here so we can hopefully catch a good portion of it. And if not, I'll be watching the replay. So, all y'all, I love y'all. So I'm going to say, Piggy loves you.